Hey, friends, you are not in school today, but good news, you're in the right spot. You're on Google Stream, which means that you are checking to see um, what we did today. So remember, Google Classroom is the place you go if you're absent. Check the Google Stream, watch the short video. That'll get you kind of caught up into the stuff that we went over today. Also, check Google Classroom for the PDFs of your homework, the scores of your homework, and also the scores of your daily participation. Okay. If you have other grades like formative and summative assessments, please see Infinite Campus. And remember Infinite Campus, summative, formatives, and Google Classroom, homework participation, and I was absent. Okay. So what do we do today? We're doing in yellow here. It says, what does minus mean? And that's what we want to discuss. So the first thing we did today is I said, just want you to think about this. Don't say anything for a minute. Don't talk to anyone. What does minus mean go? So the kids just sat there. And after a minute, I said, now take a marker, take your big paper, and with your group for 2 minutes, write down everything. Just brainstorm, what does minus mean? Go, boop. And then we spun the wheel. We shared all the information. What does minus mean? We came up with a bunch of different things like take away, subtract, negative, opposite. And the ones that we're concentrating on, subtraction means negative. And then we're going to talk about opposite. Then we're going to talk about subtract. So negative, opposite, subtract. Okay. And our learning targets today is we will learn about the different interpretations of minus, like we just talked about, and how to represent negatives with algebra tiles. Then we will also construct and simplify algebraic expressions using the tiles. So the success criteria is, can you use an expression mat to represent algebraic expressions? If you can do that, can you also make sense of the meaning of minus? Do you understand that minus can mean negative and opposite and subtract? Okay. So we went into this and we said we're going to use an expression mat. So we looked at problem 2.23. It says your introduction to algebra tiles in lesson 211 and 212. Nice job on perimeter, by the way, people. Involve only positive values. Today we're going to look at how you can use algebra tiles to represent minus. Below are several tiles with their associated values. Note that the shaded tiles are positive and unshaded are negative. Not really a big deal for us right now because when we use our tiles in here, our e-tools, we remember that every time that we go into a negative, we just make it red. So that's negative x squared, that's negative y squared, this is negative x, y. Okay. But in the book, negatives are white and then shaded in our positives. So minus can also be represented with a new tool called an expression mat shown at the right. An expression mat is an organizing tool that will be used to represent expressions. Note that there's a positive region on the top and there's a negative region at the bottom. And then if you go into here, to get an expression mat, we go to backgrounds and we just take expression mat right there. So it's got a top positive and a bottom negative. So far, so good. Notice that there's a positive region. Using the expression mat, the value -3 can be shown in several ways, two of which are shown at the right. So we could say, how do you make -3? Well, we could go -3. Okay. Or you could remember that this is the opposite. Okay. One way that we can describe minus is opposite. So this is the opposite of this. So we could just say the opposite of +3 or the negative of +3. Both of these things mean -3. Kind of an interesting concept, right? Note that in these examples, the diagram on the left uses the negative tiles in the positive region, while the diagram on the right uses positive tiles in the negative region. Use an expression mat to create each of the following with algebra tiles. Okay? Building two different representations of -2x. -2x. So we want two x's, but we want a negative. So we could do this, right? -2x. Or we could go into the opposite zone and say the opposite of 2x. Both of those are going to work. Similarly, build 3x subtract negative 4. 3x subtract negative. So I'm going to go 3x opposite negative 4. So I'm going to go 3x opposite negative 4. 3x opposite negative 4. 3x opposite negative 4. How many different ways can you build it? Some kids did this. They said, well, if I bring these up here, they become positive. Or they said, if I take these down here, they become negative. So they could say opposite negative x plus 4, or they could say 3x plus 4, or they could say 3x opposite negative 4. Interesting. Kind of fun, right? 2.24. As you solved the problem in 223, did you see all the different ways to represent minus that were listed? Discuss how you could use an expression mat. We kind of talked through that a little bit, but kids will probably get into deeper conversation about this. Then we go to 225, building expressions. Use the expression mat to create each of the following. Negative 3x plus 4, opposite y minus 2, negative y, subtract 3, or 5x opposite 3 minus 2x. And then here, we're going to go backwards from there. We're going to say, what does this mean? What does this mean? Or what does this mean? What does this mean? Okay. So we went from expression to algebra tiles. Now we're going algebra tiles to expression. Then we jumped down to the homework. And the homework is 29 through 33. 29. Simplify these. Again, I'm using algebra tools. Okay, simplify those. Combine like terms. Then find a simplified algebraic expression for each of these mats. Okay. The cool thing about these, use your homework help, and you know why? Watch this. When I click on this homework tool, it's already got the problem set up for me. It's amazing. On this one, it's already got the problem done. Now I just have to solve it. That's cool. Write an equation and solve it to find the answer to the question below. Use the 5D process to help you write the equation. Susan is buying 3 different colors of tiles for her kitchen floor. She's buying 25 more red tiles than beige tiles and 3 times as many navy blue tiles as beige tiles. If she buys 435 altogether, how many of each tile does she buy? Let's see what this tool looks like. Well, that's kind of cool. They set your graph up right here. I like it. Define, do, decide. That is so cool. You're getting so much help here, friends. All right, without a calculator, compute the value of these expressions below. And to bake 100 of his favorite cookies, Mr. Wallace needs 350 grams of sugar. What if he needed to bake 10 cookies, 20 cookies, 2 cookies, 1, 5? Oh, you get the idea here, right? Just start checking out the ratios. You can do that. Homework help if you need some hints. Take advantage of it. All right, friends, and that's what we did today. It was a fun day. Fun day. And kids made a lot of progress today with understanding what minus means. And we're going to remember negative. We're going to remember opposite. And then we're going to get into subtract. Okay, that was Wednesday, September 27th. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you're feeling well. And I hope I see you tomorrow. All right, friends. See you later.